welcome to Copeland's Culinary Eat. So glad to have you all join me on today. My name is Sharon Watts, known as Chef Sharon, and today we're going to be making some delicious gourmet burgers. Gourmet burgers are the best. I made some gourmet burgers not too long ago for an event, and everybody just loved them. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to show you how to make these delicious burgers. The first thing I'm going to do is cut up a half an onion. This is about a medium-sized onion. So I'm going to go ahead and cut half of the onion. And I want to show you, cutting up onions can be a little sad sometimes because you cry. But today I'm not going to try and cry. But anyway, just cut off the very tail end of the root, and also the little sprout there. So we're going to cut into the onion. We're going to do some small slices because you want to have some small pieces of onion in the burger. So be careful, as my brother always tells me, be careful with this knife. You don't want to cut yourself, right? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and I sliced it, and I'm going to cut into the onion, and that's going to help make the dices a little bit smaller. And watch out for those fingers. Make sure you don't cut those fingers. Then we're going to hold the onion together, and we're just going to dice down, and you see those beautiful little squares? They look like snowflakes to me, but they don't taste like snowflakes. All right, so I think this is going to be enough onion for the burger. All right, so I'm going to place the other aside. Okay, so now we're going to put the rest of the ingredients together. I have in the bowl about a pound of ground chuck. And if you're going to prepare some burgers or any other kind of like meatloaf or anything, I always use ground chuck. Ground chuck is a little bit leaner than a regular hamburger. It don't have a whole lot of fat in it. So I'm going to go ahead and put the onions into the ground chuck. And I'm also going to add in some ground sausage. The ground sausage, of course. Ground sausage is going to give it a wonderful taste as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and dump this into the bowl. And we're also going to add in some bell peppers, maybe about 1/4 cup of bell peppers. And I'm going to use 2 different types of cheeses. I'm going to use some blue cheese and also some feta cheese. Feta cheese and blue cheese is a little salty, so I'm not going to add any salt at the moment. I'm just going to use that as my salt. Gourmet burger must be a little spicy. So we're going to have a little red pepper, maybe about a half a teaspoon of red pepper, and about a teaspoon of onion powder, and also a teaspoon of garlic powder. Now I love to use the garlic powder and the onion powder, although I use the fresh onion. And I'm also going to put in some minced garlic. I just want those flavors to really seep through the meat. It's about a teaspoon of the minced garlic as well. And my last ingredient I'm going to add, I must have lemon pepper. You'll get to know that lemon pepper is my favorite season of all time. So I'm going to go ahead and add some lemon pepper in. I heard a story once about this child who always made comments about his mom using lemon pepper on everything, and everything tasted like lemon pepper. But, mine is going to blend it with the other ingredients, but I love lemon pepper. I think I should call myself lemon pepper lady, but anyway. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on. Sometimes I'll mix it up without the gloves. So, you see how much fun this is? Whoop, it tore, but it's okay. And I'm going to try and do this with one hand here. So we're just going to massage the ingredients into the meats. And it's already looking delicious to me. All these vibrant colors coming together. And I can smell all the seasonings, the onions, the red pepper, the garlic, the bell peppers. Just smelling so good. Let me send some of the smell out to you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and form some patties, and we're going to get these burgers onto the stove here. Just want to mix just a little bit more. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and form some of the patties. All right, so I'm going to make sure this is going to be a nice, juicy burger. I'm going to take about a handful, make it into a little ball first. Then we're going to press down, make sure it's nice and round, and voila, our first burger. So I'm going to go ahead and prepare another one, just in case, you know, I have some guests who wants to taste. All right. So I want to try and make them about the same size. And your family will love these burgers. You have to give it a try. So we probably do about 4 of them. Just roll it around. I can see my little nieces now, when I'm rolling these burgers, they'll want to roll burgers too. I have over 30 nieces and nephews. And how many brothers and sisters do I have? I'm asking myself. I have 9 brothers and sisters. Okay. All right. Well, you know, I'm going to go ahead and do up the rest of these burgers. We'll just have a little bit left in the bowl. Looking really good here. Okay. Let me move the bowl to the side so you all can see these delicious burgers. Well, this is going to be a really big one. About the same size, though. All right. So we have our burgers ready, and we're ready to put them on the stove. All right, so now we're going to grill up these wonderful gourmet burgers. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the pan there. Hear that nice sizzle? Ooh, it's sounding so good. Let me grab another one. And just because I have room for one more, I'm going to get one more. All right. Okay, so we're going to, ooh, y'all, I smell it. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. All those different seasonings and spices and the bell peppers and the onions just coming up. It's just coming up from the steam, and the heat is just smelling so wonderful in here. All right, so I'm going to let these cook probably for about 3-4 minutes on each side. Then I'm going to flip it so we can cook the other side. In the meantime, I'm just going to baste in this wonderful aroma. All right, so while our burgers are cooking, I'm going to go ahead and prepare our buns. So we're going to take our buns, and these are deli-made buns. Maybe the next show I'll show you how to make some hamburger buns. But for now, we're just going to slice the buns. And this is another time you need to be careful with your knife. I'm just going to toast it a little. When it toasts just a little bit, I'm going to add some butter as well. You say butter makes everything better, right? And let that toast just a little bit. Turn up the heat just a tad. I'm going to move it around just a little bit. And it's always a good thing, although there's a lot of fat in the ground chuck and also the sausage, but just to add a little fat to the bottom of your pan to help to prevent it from sticking is a good idea as well. Okay. All right, so we're going to go ahead and add some butter to our wonderful buns. And I'm thinking, maybe we'll do it that way. Tell you what, I'm going to do it like this. Any way you can work it. I'm going to get one more piece here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and flip my burgers. I think I'd rather have a little help here. Let me turn it down just a little bit. And I'm going to use my thermometer to test the inside heat of the burger, the doneness of the burger. I know it's not quite done yet, but I do want to let you know whenever you're cooking beef, the inside internal temperature should be at 140. And when it cooks a little bit more, I'm going to use my thermometer just to test the internal heat. Let those toast a little bit more. These would be great for like an outdoor picnic. You know, you're having family over, you're babysitting your children's children, your grandkids, or your nieces and nephews. Easy to whip up. It doesn't take long at all. I can see the cheese melting, that blue cheese and that feta cheese is melting together. And those onions are getting tender. And this is what you call a big, fat, juicy burger. All right, so whenever you're cooking your hamburgers, any kind of beef and also chicken, you want to have your internal temperature at 165 degrees. So whenever I'm going to let it cook a little bit more, then I'll use my thermostat to test the internal temperature. Now, if you want like a medium rare burger, which I don't prefer, I prefer medium well. But if you want like a medium medium rare, the internal temperature should be like 140. Okay, we're going to turn our burgers. Then we're going to check the internal temperature. They're looking nice and juicy. Whoop. And I can already see them. I don't think they're quite ready yet. Okay, it's going up. And again, you want to have the internal temperature at 165. Okay, so they're going to have to cook a little bit longer. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and check the temperature of our burgers. And again, the internal temperature should be at 165. There we go. We're there. The burgers are ready. Yes. All right, so before we take them off the grill, I'm going to go ahead and add some cheddar cheese. Let the cheddar cheese melt just a little bit. Now, if you're anything like me, I love cheese. I'm going to do it the country way. I love myself some cheese, y'all. I remember when we were younger, my mom would give us a stick of cheese, and I would have just a little bit in my finger, and I would just try and hold on to that last little bit of cheese. And I told myself when I got older, when I get a job, I'm going to buy myself some cheese. Guess what, y'all? When I go to the store, most of the time, if I don't have any cheese at home, I get myself some cheese. And I get that cheese in my mouth before I get home sometime, especially if it's already pre-sliced. I'll open up that packet, dig in the passenger seat, and I'll pull out myself a slice of cheese. I love cheese. Okay, all right, enough about my cheese. All right, we're gonna place a lid over the pan here so that cheese will melt a little bit faster. And once that cheese melts, then we're gonna put our burger together. So in the meantime, I'm going to go and make a Greek salad to go along with our gourmet burger. Yay! Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get started with our Greek salad for this evening. And a Greek salad, again, is really easy to make. All you need are some Roma tomatoes, some olives, and today I'm using black olives and also green olives. You know what? I'm just realizing I love olives now. When I was younger, I didn't like olives. Don't bring me an olive, but I love olives now. And also some bell peppers and some more of that feta cheese and those blue cheese crumbles. All right, so I'm going to cut up the rest of the onion that's going to go in. And the Greek salad is also really good with the red onion. But today I'm just going to use just a white onion, a sweet onion. And these slices don't have to be as small as the slices that we put into the burger, because we want to make sure we get that nice crunch of onion in the salad. Okay. We're going to set that aside. So I'm going to put all the ingredients in a bowl. And I'm going to go ahead and put my onions in because I'm going to cut up some of these Roma tomatoes. And with the Roma tomatoes, you can put them in whole, but I prefer to slice mine. Just in case, some kids are eating the salad, it'll be easier for them to chew, to put in their mouth. So I do want to, I'm just going to slice them in half. And this is one of those things, well, if you have like an older child with you, they can help you slice up these tomatoes. And again, these are Roma tomatoes. Very similar to the grape tomatoes. Okay, so we finished cutting up the Roma tomatoes. I'm going to go ahead and put these into the bowl. They're looking nice and juicy and bright and red. I'm going to go ahead and add our black olives in. And these are already the pre-sliced olives. It'll save you some time going to the grocery store. Just get the pre-sliced ones. And we're going to add in some whole green olives. And our very colorful bell peppers. We have orange and green and yellow. Our feta cheese. And lastly, our blue cheese. And we're just going to give it a quick toss here. And this is looking so yummy. All right, so we're getting ready to build our burger. The cheese has melted. So I've already pre-sliced some tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and take our toasted buns and put them on the plate here. I'm going to put a layer of the tomatoes on the bottom. Now I know this sounds very strange, but I really don't like lettuce on my hamburger. But if you like lettuce, make sure you add some lettuce. So we're going to take our burger off, put it over those wonderful fresh tomatoes. And put the top on. Okay, I'm going to make a quick spread for the hamburger, the gourmet burger. And also I'm going to use that spread as a dressing for my Greek salad. So I already put some mayonnaise in the bowl here and also some mustard. So I'm just going to go ahead and give that a quick whip. And it's really easy. If you like homemade dressings, you can basically make a dressing about any kind of condiment that you have in your cupboard. All right, so we have that all mixed up, and I'm just going to add in just a little basil and also a pinch of salt. All right, so I'm just going to put it on the top of the bun here. We have some of the cheese that has already melted. Ooh, y'all, that's looking good. Okay, now I'm going to fix myself some of the gourmet Greek salad. Then we're going to give everything a taste. All these colors. We have the green olives, the black olives, the bell peppers, and those Roma tomatoes. I'm just going to add a little dressing to the top of my salad. And I'm also going to add some pickles. I'm a sucker for pickles, y'all. Listen, when I was younger, I grew up in the country. We would always go to the country store and we would get us a dill pickle. So I'm just going to put some pickles on the side of my salad. We used to drink the juice. Oh my Lordy, it would taste so good. All right, so I'm getting ready to taste my wonderful Greek salad. Make sure I grab all of these ingredients that are in here, and of course I have my pickle. I wish you all were here to taste this salad. Now I'm getting ready to taste this burger. And I know, I have a little mouth. I'm going to have to cut this burger, y'all. They used to talk about me when I was a child because my mouth was so little. But look at him. Look at that burger right now. See that? So I hope I won't have any problems, but let's give it a try. Whoop. See that juice? This is delicious. And then my mother told us not to talk with food in our mouth. This burger is delicious. All right, guys, we're getting ready to make some chewy pecan cookies, or pecans, however you're raised, pecan, you know, whatever suits you. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is to chop up my pecans. I'm going to say pecans because I'm from the southern South. And these pecans are going to go into our cookies. And I just want to make them, the chips a little bit smaller. So just, they try and get away from you, just pull them back. Say, come back here. And that will happen. We do want some smaller chunks to go in our cookies. Just bring it back together. All right, so we're almost done here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put these back in the bowl. We will need these a little bit later for our cookies. All right. Make sure we grab all this goodness. Can't leave any pecans on the table. All right, so we're getting ready to whip up these wonderful chewy pecan cookies. And we're starting with 2 sticks of butter. And 2 sticks of butter equals 1 cup of butter. All right, so let's get this party started. So I'm going to whip up the butter first. Whenever you are baking your cookies, make sure your butter is at room temperature. Just gonna let that spin for a little bit. So we're whipping up our butter, and we're going to add in a half of cup of brown sugar. You can use the light or the brown, whichever you prefer. And also a half a cup of granulated sugar. And you want to mix it until it's light and fluffy. And turn up it just a little bit. All right, now we're going to add in 2 eggs. And make sure that your eggs are at room temperature. And we're going to whip it up with the sugar and the butter. And make sure that it's whipping really well. And as you're going through, you want to make sure that you are brushing down the sides so everything will be incorporated. Okay. I'm going to do the rest of it by hand. All right, so we have, we're going to be using 3 different types of flour. We're going to be using all-purpose flour, pastry wheat flour. We're going to go ahead and put that in a bowl. And also some almond flour. And we're going to use a pinch of baking soda. Okay, we're just going to mix this together. Make sure those flours are incorporated well. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to add our vanilla to our mixture here. I'm going to give it one good whip. So you want to fold in your flour because you don't want the dough to be over processed. So you want it nice and creamy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add in our flours. Just a little at a time. Because you want to make sure that the dry ingredients blend well with the wet ingredients. Okay, add a little bit more flour, another third or so. And these cookies are going to be delicious. Another option that you could use for these cookies, you can add in some coconut or maybe some chocolate chips, you know, whatever suits your fancy. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the remaining of the flour. And this is a good project you can do with the kids, especially if your kids love cookies. You know, they're just bored around the house. Maybe a good idea to tell them to put those devices down. Let's go into the kitchen and bake some cookies. Family time. Okay. All right, so the last thing I'm going to add in are our pecans. Just have a little dry flour I want to incorporate before I do that. All right, so let's add these pecans. And just dump them all in. Just make sure they mix well, because I love pecans in every drop of my cookies. Now there's some time when I'm having oatmeal and I have pecans in my oatmeal. If I don't taste the pecans any longer, the oatmeal is done. Got to have pecans. All right, so our dough is done. And you want to place your dough in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes to an hour to chill the dough. After your dough has chilled for a couple hours, you can go ahead and spoon. Just take a teaspoon and spoon your dough out onto your cooking pan. And you want to sit them a couple inches apart so when they spread, they won't bleed into each other. I'm really tempted to lick my fingers, but I won't do that right now because I love cookie dough. Just give me some vanilla ice cream with some cookie dough, and I'll be good to go. Okay, I think I might have room for another roll here. There we go. I like things to be a little straight. All right, and we're almost ready to put these in the oven. And we're going to put these in the oven at 350 degrees for 8 to 10 minutes. Guess what, guys? I think the cookies are ready. So we're going to go ahead and take them out of the oven. A nice golden brown. Okay, they look delicious. All right, so our cookies are done. I'm going to remove the cookies and put them on the cooling rack so they can cool and enjoy. I need another spatula. It looks delicious, y'all. Be careful. The pan is hot. Nice, chewy, golden, delicious pecan cookies. Oops. Sometimes that happens, but it still tastes the same. And it's okay if they shape a little funny. It doesn't affect the taste either. All right, so we're going to let our cookies cool for about 5 to 10 minutes, and we're going to enjoy some. All right, our cookies have cooled down. I'm going to go ahead and move them to the serving plate. Your family is going to love these cookies. Chewy pecan cookies. And they go great with some just vanilla ice cream, or of course some butter pecan ice cream. Or you can make your own, what's the ice cream called? Homemade ice cream. That would be just wonderful as well. That one's trying to get away from me. But since this one has already broke, I'm going to go ahead and enjoy this one. How about that? So let's see. Mmm. Delicious. Wonderful. Spectacular. Wonderful. Well, thank you all so much for joining me on today. And I look to see you next time on Copeland's Culinary Eats. Good night.